Wildlife in the Northland isn't like we've all grown to love. From watching everyday squirrels, observing bird migration, or catching fish, wildlife patterns are shifting.
As lakes are getting warmer and ice is coming off the lakes earlier, the walleye spawning normally would happen shortly after the ice comes off. It's not keeping up. They're not adapting quickly enough to kind of spawn and have the eggs hatch at the same time. Where we're seeing a change is after the eggs hatch, somewhere between late spring, early summer, and the fall. All the young that hatch from those eggs often don't survive. So we have these kind of failed reproduction events where they did reproduce, just the young didn't survive.
Overall, what is that doing to the reproduction of walleye?
Overall, a lot of walleye populations are struggling to keep up. There's certain lakes, especially smaller lakes that aren't connected to as big of rivers, where natural reproduction in most years is not succeeding at nearly the rate we saw 20, 30 years ago. So the consequence of that is the populations.
With fish populations shifting in walleye, there are growing concerns for lake trout too.
You know, as temperatures increase in the air, then our lakes and stream temperatures can increase. And in these years when we get these crazy precipitation events, can lead to extreme flooding, especially in our rivers and streams.
Whether it be from dry conditions or from flooding conditions. You know, if the water's too low, the fish can't get up to their spawning grounds. If the water flow is too high, it could wipe out the young fish that are in the system presently.
If this begins to be the normal, then ecosystems and commerce and lots of other things are going to start to be affected in ways that we maybe should try to get ahead of.
Places like this, the Les Voigt Fish Hatchery in Bayfield, built in the late 1800s to help stabilize the population of fish even during extreme conditions.
We're stocking presently 60,000 yearling lake trout into western Lake Superior, just outside the city of Superior. And that program is to reestablish the lake trout population.
Fish populations aren't the only wildlife being affected. Dr. Michael Joyce, a wildlife ecologist at the Natural Resource Research Institute, says newer species are migrating northward.
We're working on a study on flying squirrels right now as well, which is really heavily tied to climate and how things have changed. We see them moving north and in some cases outcompeting our northern species and pushing them farther north. So flying squirrels is one such example.
Joyce says other examples would be more possums, gray fox, bobcats, and larger numbers of turkeys. Other concerns include reproduction rates of Canadian geese and swans.
The concern with them is that when we get this warmth earlier, a lot of their food sources, especially insect food sources, come out earlier. And historically their migration timing coincides with the peak of insect density out, and so they really need those food resources for successful reproduction.
So the big question is there anything we can do to help?
We have to start trusting our own senses a little bit more and rely on experts for the details, but trust our own senses. That combination's quite powerful, and it's done our country well for 250 years.